gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
So in case you missed it, Film Awards season is in full swing. The Golden Globes, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, and the Critics' Choice Awards have come and gone, leaving us with the pinnacle of prestigious film honors most actors strive for, the Oscars, which will unfold in front of our eyes on March 4th. Some of my favorite actors, movies, and directors got nominated for awards this year, so I'm pretty excited. I've seen some of my friends on Twitter complain that they didn't know much about the Oscars this year, and realized that I had a lot of information from different corners of the internet that I could share with anyone who might be interested in knowing a little bit more about the 90th annual Oscars. So, without further ado, welcome to Sid's Declassified Oscar Survival Guide. This year is a super interesting year in the history of the Oscars. For example, Greta Gerwig, director of Lady Bird, is only the 5th woman in Oscar history to receive a nomination for Best Director. 90 years have passed and the Academy has only found 5 women suitable enough to be nominated. Seems fishy. Even fishier, Rachel Morrison, the director of photography on Mudbound, is the first woman to ever receive a nomination for cinematography. That's right, ever. Another interesting statistic comes in the form of Timothée Chalamet, who stole our hearts in Call Me By Your Name and Lady Bird. Or at least mine. Chalamet, at 22, is the youngest Best Actor nominee since 19-year-old Mickey Rooney was nominated for Babes in Arms in 1944. Finally, in the fun facts department, John Williams adds to his record number of music scoring nominations with his 46th Oscar nom for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. His overall total of 51 nominations, including 5 for original song, is the most for any living person and second only to Walt Disney at 59. And we know how much I love Disney. Now, on to undoubtedly the biggest award of the night, Best Picture. And while I have only seen a few, I figured I would gather a quick summary so you can pick what films you want to view before Oscar Sunday arrives. Lady Bird, my favorite of the nominated films, chronicles the coming of age of the outspoken Christine Lady Bird McPherson, who attends Catholic school in my hometown, Sacramento, California, during 2002. It goes in depth into her relationships with her parents, friends, and love interests. Call Me By Your Name takes place in summer of 1983. It follows the deep connection between Elio, a 17-year-old living in Italy, and Oliver, a 24-year-old American scholar, and their summer love story that would change both of them forever. The Post follows Katharine Graham, the first female publisher of a major American newspaper, The Washington Post, and her race to catch up with the New York Times to expose a cover-up of government secrets. Get Out is a story based on an interracial couple who decides to go on a weekend getaway with their parents. As the young African-American meets his girlfriend's white parents for the first time, things go from friendly to horrific quickly. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is the story of Mildred Hayes, whose daughter was murdered. She starts controversy in her hometown when she paints 3 signs directed towards William Willoughby, the chief of police. She refuses to give up until she finds the culprit, whether police want to help or not. Phantom Thread is set in the 1950s in London. Renowned dressmaker Reynolds Woodcock and his sister dress royalty in Britain. The movie follows his blossoming relationship with Alma, a young woman who becomes his muse and disrupts his oh-so-perfect life. The Shape of Water takes place in 1962 Baltimore and documents the bond between a mute cleaning lady who works at a government laboratory and a mysterious scaled creature that lives in a water tank. Darkest Hour is a story about Winston Churchill and his attempt to change the course of world history by uniting a nation to stop Nazi forces. And finally, Dunkirk, a 1940s war film documenting the evacuation of soldiers from the French seaport of Dunkirk. Whew! That was a lot to take in. Comment down below which movie sounds the most interesting or your favorite movie you've seen nominated for Best Picture this year. Now let's quickly go over some other prominent categories and their nominees. Lead actor throws Denzel Washington into the mix for his role on Roman J. Israel Esquire, which I loved, by the way. Lead actress gives a nomination to Margot Robbie, who plays the oh-so-controversial Tanya Harding in I, Tonya. Supporting actor and actress categories add The Florida Project, All the Money in the World, and Mudbound to our list of nominated films. The animated feature category really throws me for a loop, with films like The Boss Baby and Ferdinand sitting beside my favorite animated film of the year, Coco. I personally was excited to see Baby Driver get nominations for film and sound editing as well as sound mixing, which are extremely well deserved. For all of you Disney fans like me, Beauty and the Beast got nominated for production and costume design, and Star Wars: The Last Jedi received nominations for both score and sound mixing. And finally, the most controversial category, on my timeline at least, original song. I know people who will probably riot in the streets if Coco doesn't take this one home. While I want Coco to win the award, if The Greatest Showman or Call Me By Your Name took this one home, I would not be upset. And that's it. Sid's Declassified Oscar Survival Guide. What are your thoughts? Drop them in the comments down below. Let's start a discussion. I'd love to talk to you. This is my first video essay and I would love to know what you're thinking. Subscribe for more content from me. I'll see you in the next one. And scene. Cue outro music. I'm not using John Cena's theme as my outro music. That just the first thing that popped to my head. Okay, now cue the outro music.